Good Friday evening. How is everyone doing? It is Cyrano from the Armchair Dragoons, along with Velker. Say good evening, Velker.
Good evening, everybody.
It's Friday, and I know that's a little strange. That isn't a normal thing for us, but we've been doing a lot of abnormal things, quite honestly, because we have wanted to do some surprising things, I guess. And this is certainly one of them. What we're going to do here is, this is part of another thing that we're doing along with Saturday Night Fights, which is trying to go all the way around the year with Commands and Colors Napoleonics. We want to do, every time we can, all the published scenarios available for Commands and Colors Napoleonics on or very, very near to the day of the battle. Now, in this case, we're going to be doing the Battle of Mohrungen, which was 25th January 1807, which I realize isn't today. But tomorrow is Saturday Night Fights. So we didn't want to crash that particular party. So, let's see here. Well, I forgot to copy this. I got to copy this. I want to share this to folks. I know, right?
That's all I'm going to do this episode.
Just sudden gasps of air, like Uncle Andy gasps. Right. Next installment of Round the Year with Commands and Colors Napoleonics. The Battle, you weren't kidding, of Mohrungen. 25th January 1807.
That's 6.
Not 6. All right, there we are. I think that's about it. We're all set up. Well, I think we all know the basic premise here of Commands and Colors Napoleonics, but this is a little different because we're no longer in 1809, and we're not in the peninsula where we fought the Battle of Corunna. We had a great fight, and you have agreed to play the Russians. We have some nice photographs. There is Mohrungen today, right here. Ooh, pretty picture. And over here on the other side, we have the actual Battle of Mohrungen. That'll work. So let's pull back a little bit, get a nice overall shot of the battlefield, and do our usual read of the background.
Yeah.
Mohrungen, 25th January 1807. In early January, Bennigsen ordered the Russian army to go on the offensive. On the 19th, Ney, who had extended his line in search of provisions, was attacked and brushed aside. General Markov then advanced towards Mohrungen, where Bernadotte was concentrating his forces. Both sides had opportunity to deploy the morning of the 25th, before Bernadotte's cavalry launched a charge against the Russian center. The Russian cavalry, with support from its artillery, drove back the attack, but were in turn driven back by French artillery fire and fresh cavalry. The ensuing artillery exchange inflicted little damage. The battle began in earnest when French light infantry advanced in the center to threaten the Russian artillery, and Dupont's arriving division pushed the Russians on the left back from their forest defensive positions. As dusk fell, the French were making progress all along the line. Suddenly, Bernadotte heard firing in his rear in Mohrungen. Fearing the worst, he called off the battle to retrace his steps. It was a false alarm. Only a few squadrons of Russian horsemen had entered the town and were pillaging the French supply wagons. They were quickly driven off. Velker is the Russian army, Commander Markov, who receives 4 cards.
All right.
I am Commander Bernadotte, not my favorite guy in the whole of the Napoleonic Wars, who receives 4 cards.
So we're even.
We're even, and I get to move first. Victory, though, is 7 banners. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Flanking force. Place a Russian leader block.
Oh, this one.
Yep. We've done that. There it is. There he is. This is a Russian flanking force, as we can all see. On the hex, lower right corner of the battlefield, which represents a flanking cavalry formation. The Russian player advances the leader block 1 hex along the French baseline towards Mohrungen each time a scout command card is played. So every time you play a scout. Oh, I think it's by either. Oh, by either side.
Ooh.
By either side.
Is it moved back?
Or if you play a leadership command card.
Okay.
So, if either of us plays a scout, or if you play a leadership command. Mm-hmm. All right.
What do you mean by leadership command? Like the worded card?
It's take command.
Take command.
Yeah, leadership.
Okay.
Yeah, leadership.
That's it.
Well, no, leadership is a different card.
Yeah,
I think it's just leadership.
Oh, okay.
We'll take that as written. When the block is moved onto Mohrungen, the Russian player immediately gets 3 victory banners. The block representing the flanking force cannot be eliminated, and its movement is not stopped when units or leaders occupy a baseline hex. Each of the 4 towns, and gosh, you gotta love the name of this place, Velker. Velker. I've been working on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 hexes of Velker, where'd it go? Are a temporary victory banner objective. 1 victory banner each for me if I get there.
Oh no.
The lakes are frozen, and the pre-battle Mother Russia roll is in effect, which means we're going to have you make that roll with your 4 dice. But first, we also observe you get 4 cards, but looking at our Commanders and Tactics deck, you are going to receive 3 Tactics cards, and I will receive 3 Tactics cards.
So we're
exactly the same. So I think the first time we've seen that.
Yeah, it's at least been a very, very long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't know if we remember it. How's that? Okay, so let's go over here. Let's do the pre-battle Mother Russia roll. You have 4 dice to roll. For those who don't remember, pre-battle Mother Russia says that the Russians take a lot of time to get to the field, and so they weren't necessarily at a paper strength. So he's got to make some decisions. For every 1 or 2, he can bring out an infantry unit at paper strength. For every 3, he can deploy a Cossack unit on an empty hex adjacent to one of his troops. For every 4, he can bring out a full-strength artillery unit. For every 5, nothing. And for every 5, I'm sorry, that's our banners. For every 5 is wild, and 6 is nothing. So
I'm just gonna say those 4-unit foot artillery are insane.
Yeah, because the Russians, if they get paper strength, they get these crazy base 4 artillery units, which are pretty in keeping with the performance of Russian artillerists during the Napoleonic Wars, but I'm not too happy to see them. So let's get your pre-battle Mother Russia roll. See what you get.
Right,
4 dice.
4 dice. Okay, so two artillery and 1 infantry.
All right, so you're going to get this artillery piece, right? And so what we do here is we marked all these things with the paper strength counter, so we know that they were at full strength at game start. And who else?
This light is going to keep it. So
All
everybody
right.
else loses a guy. So this guy, those guys. I'm just going to make it. That should be everyone. I believe. That is everyone.
These horse too.
That's right. Wait. Let me check. Light Cav. They do not have Mother Russia.
Oh, they don't have the Mother Russia thing?
Yep.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's
That's right. Yeah, it's only infantry. That's right. Up these fellas.
Nope, they're Grenadiers. They don't have that.
They don't have Mother
It's
Russia?
only line and light.
Oh, interesting. Okay. These lads in the trees. Interesting. Okay, well, that's good. And these are my boys over here. All right. So with that in mind, and I believe it was said that I move first.
You do. But we do not have cards yet, so...
You're on green, correct? I'm dealing to green, right?
I'm green, yes.
each get 3 of these.
Yep.
Okay. Once again, there's that naughty flanking force. Kind of an interesting rule, when you don't see a lot of in Commands and Colors. Alright. Let's see what I've got.
Once again, these cards are slightly bigger, the red ones.
Are they?
Yep.
Alright, I'll have to remember that. Go back, save it before I upload it.
Yep, I have made them smaller for this one.
Alright. Let us begin with an attack on the right flank. It's going to be 2, but I think it's... Is it -1 or -2 into the woods?
I believe it's -1. Yes, there's -1.
Alright, so I get 1 die on your lads in the woods. And get nothing. Your turn.
Alright. I'm going to attack center. There we go. So, we'll start with these guys. These guys will stand and shoot.
Your artillery?
Yep.
Okay.
These guys. One, two. That doesn't remember. That doesn't matter. And these guys, this light, move into there.
That they're not in the center.
You're not in the center. You're right. Thank you. And then, so then these guys will come into hiding.
Okay.
Start with the artillery. Melee 3-2 on your artillery.
Can you... what are your cavalry going to do?
They're going to attack the artillery.
So the question is, can you combine arms on that? Because obviously, if you can, you want to.
Right.
Do. Yes, you may.
Sweet. Alright, I shall do so.
So...
4 dice and 2 dice. So 6 dice.
So is it... I'm just curious, is it...
Melee 3-2.
Okay. So it's
I will check it though. Melee 3-2-1-1. Yep.
So you're coming with a total of...
2, 6.
6. Very good. Not very good, but that's what it is.
Got it.
How many hits?
Well, 2 artillery and 2 sabers. So.
Oh, yeah.
Do I get to follow up on that?
Yes. But you lose... Pretty sure you lose combined arms after that.
Right, I figured.
Combined arms, combat procedure... Doesn't say, but I don't know why it couldn't. I don't know why it couldn't. Alright, so first things first. You have destroyed my foot artillery. That's painful. And you have received a flag.
Thank you. And he will follow up.
All right.
There, and then he should attack your light cav.
Go with my light cav?
Yep.
All right. Have at you.
Alright, 4 dice. Nothing. Hit me.
4 dice.
That's painful. So
Oh.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, that's 3 retreats.
And I retreat for 1 each, so that's 1 hit.
But so it's, well, first you have to see if your leader's taken out.
Man, it's so complicated. He's fine.
So the unidentified Russian leader, who we didn't have identified in the game,
Yeah.
but he lives, so you had 3 retreats, so you can ignore 1 if you wish.
1, 2, ignore it there.
All right.
And now these lines will fire at you.
They moved.
Yep.
So, what?
Let's see, that is...
2? Or 1?
That is 2.
2 dice.
Thought it would go better, so I thought I would have better chance. They actually hit you.
They actually put 1 on me.
Alright, will Tilly survive?
Suddenly, he bounces the horse, only to have the pew-pew strike him at a distance. And he survives. Doot.
And I take a card. And your turn.
Well, that was an interesting little scrum in the center. Yeah, this is going to be an attack in the center. And we're going to use light infantry tactics.
Yeah. They can move through, guys?
Yep.
Cool.
Yes. Yes, he can.
Wow. That's huge. Does he count as if he stood?
I would assume, it doesn't say so, but I assume that it counts as moved unless it says so.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, he moved all that way, and so I don't think he'd be too formed.
Three. So it's all shots here. We're going to start on the cavalry. Actually, no, he's going to shoot at the infantry. These Russian line. So that's going to be 3 dice, I believe.
He moved, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so. It is 3 dice.
All right, 3 dice. Shooting at infantry.
1 hit. And yeah. Why put the flags on the left this time?
I always put them on the left.
What about this guy? Oh, for you, they're on the left. This guy?
He's out of position as far as I'm concerned. But you're right, they probably
This
should be.
guy's
Now that I
also
think
right.
about it,
This
they
guy's
probably
also
should be
right.
on the right.
These guys are
Yeah, that's right. You're quite correct. It should be this way. Much better. All right. These fellows shot. These fellows will now shoot here at the Russian light cavalry.
3s and 5s. And the only thing that fell affects me. Ooh, 2 hits.
Ooh.
Ow.
Oh, yeah.
Dirtbag.
And the unidentified general must now roll to see if he is shoosted.
He is not. Yeah, he's not.
And finally, 3 dice here. Same location.
Good.
He gets away.
Ah, my boy.
Gets away. I thought I was going to get him. That's all right.
I
I got
thought
him.
you did too. I thought you would.
Thought I would get him, but I did not. So we got 2 cards put back. And it is your turn.
You shot Guess what? Force march.
All right, let's remind folks what that is.
In the center, it shall be.
All right, bring it.
So, these fine gentlemen shall shoot. These men are going to, wait, let me check what it says, if the line can move to and stuff like. Guard, infantry, and infantry is with an attack the leader. No. Okay. So this guy moves 1. This guy moves 1, 2, and fights, since he has a leader. This guy stands and shoots. That guy's still out there. These men, does it say guard? Guard. Do grenadiers?
The grenadiers do not count as guard.
Okay. I didn't think so, but I was so curious. Did they get to move 2? I believe they moved 2.
Pretty sure that was the whole point of the card.
Infantry may move 1 hex and not battle may 2. Yeah, okay, yeah. They may. And then this man should go 1, 2. Why not? I can't do that. Oh yeah, you can. What am I talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. That's it.
That's a lot. What do you got?
So let's start with this guy. This is 4 dice, I believe, on you.
I should think.
It is 4 dice. Absolutely nothing!
Wow, that's rather remarkable. Okay.
This guy, 4 dice, 3 dice on you? 3 dice.
Infantry combat first.
Hasty square!
No, but we just go first. 4 dice. Two hits and a retreat which you can ignore.
Oh, you suck a lot.
And of course a leader check.
Yeah. Okay.
For Markov.
He survives.
And he comes back with 1 or 2.
He comes back with 1. Yay. All of his stats are 1 when he's at 1 HP. He misses! How do you miss? Alright, this guy is firing now that he's standing on those guys. He's firing... How many guys does he have?
2.
2. 2 dice.
2 dice with the horse.
Yes. Got him.
Wow,
Again.
got one. Check Tilly. Tilly's seeing his unit shot out from underneath him. Ooh! That 2, look where that 2 is. Look at that 2. It was on its edge.
Yeah, I was about to say, cheaty hacks.
Oh, that was close. That was close.
That is my turn.
All right.
Your turn. Man, give me my scout cards. I want scout cards.
Assault left flank. Boy, wasn't that exciting.
Wow, it's such a full turn, too. Oh.
And we are all set.
I shall take command in the center.
All right.
So, who do I want to order? Oh, that's hard. I'm going to choose this guy, so he's going to order the artillery and these line.
Which you're leading, or is it Markov?
Yes,
The unidentified leader. Okay. Okay.
Order him and him. So these...
Okay, and just so you know, you have 1 more you can order.
What?
It's 3 adjacent, so you could order this guy, I realize.
Or I could order...
Yeah, you've got a little traffic jam problem.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to order these guys.
They've got to be adjacent to each other, all 3.
Oh, okay. Then... I'll order these guys 3 in a row.
So these guys, the guns and these 2?
Yep, and so these guys move up into this forest.
Hey, Daniel, good evening.
Somebody, yay, we have someone. Alright, so these guys will stay in there, and these guys will fire, and these guys will fire.
All right, commence your firing.
start with these guys. 4, 3.
Yep.
Dice on this guy. Nothing. Gee.
Man.
3 dice on those guys.
Yep.
I think they're. Wow.
Yeah, your dice have not been. I will freely grant that your dice have not been your friend this battle.
And then the Grenadiers, they attempt.
These grenadiers. Wait, which grenadiers?
The ones in the forest.
You couldn't order them. They weren't adjacent.
Yes, they were.
To whom?
This
Show
guy.
me. Show me 3. 1, 2. Oh, they moved.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Then they can't attack because they moved into trees.
I don't. Wait. I just want to look how much they would fire. They're bad at firing, I guess. Okay.
All right. You got your card.
I do now.
Assault right flank.
That is the sacrifice frustration. Oh, man.
1.
There's one thing I don't know.
2. What effect does frozen lakes have on movement anyway?
I will go check.
3.
Let's see. Lake is impassable. Marsh. Frozen lake must stop. And it's -1 for everything in melee.
Huh. Okay.
And you cannot form a square on them.
That's interesting. Too slippery slidey, I guess. All right, we'll do the easy one, which is this moving. That's 1 die into the trees on those grenadiers.
Alright.
Got one.
No, you dirtbag. I do not like you.
These guys, 5 dice into the trees, so 4 dice, correct?
Yep. Why are you? It's so much better than mine.
Not that time, they're not.
Yeah, that was.
That was
Now
not
I
my.
know how I
That was not my
feel.
A+ battle back with 2, I suspect.
I believe so. Light is at 2. Yeah. Let me check if the force. I just want to double check.
No, I don't think. Is it? Do you take a hit for battling out of a forest?
No, I do not. I just
Okay.
checked that. All right, 2 dice.
2 dice.
Come on, boys. 1 hit.
There's a hit.
I'll take it.
Figured you would. All right, that was my mighty assault on the right flank. All right,
Is that it?
it's your turn.
Attack center.
Mm-mm-mm.
So this man moves back.
1,
This guy. This guy moves up.
2.
These guys shall fire.
That's gonna hurt.
That's 4 dice plus 4, 3, so 7.
Yeah. I'm gonna infantry combat first.
Again?
Yeah, I got 2. The only question I wanted to know, there was actually a ruling on this. Yeah, like if I wipe you out, you don't get to attack, but otherwise you do, with whatever's left. So these are my lights, though, so that's 4 dice, not 5.
Yep. Tell you how happy I am about that.
Wipe chop.
Wow. Oh man, I haven't been giving you markers, so that's 1.
Yeah, that was only 1. It's the only one I've earned.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you have another one. Okay.
No. Alright, so...
Now you give that to me.
my turn. Nope, not playing it. Not doing it.
Got a scout card?
Maybe? Probe right flank. This guy here. This guy here battles in with 4 dice.
Okay.
Nope, that was incorrect. Does not count.
That's
I hate
3
that.
dice.
Yeah, it's 3 dice. Doggone it. Doggone it.
And still didn't. Oh wait, yeah, he is.
Yeah, I got him.
This is suddenly turning very bad very quickly.
And I will take that ground.
There's no reason for you in that, though, right?
Your turn.
Alright, so... it's such a waste of a card.
Ooh. And you said you just finished a game of Blucher. You're saying on the tabletop, in Tabletop Simulator. Where was it?
Going to take command at any section.
Ooh.
So I'm going to do center.
Okay.
Unidentified.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's going to move back.
Okay.
It's these 3.
Okay.
This guy is going to move up.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are going to fire.
All right.
I'm just going to keep firing those guys until
Yeah, those. Well, that's a pretty Russian thing to do. Fire guns till hell won't have it.
Alright, Russian light. They move, so I believe they're at 3.
That should be a 3. Yeah, most lights fire at 3.
Yep, it's 3. 3 dice coming right at you.
Yeah, those horses are just sitting there getting shot at.
One retreat with 50 ignore.
Wow. That was rough.
These guys are going to fire 3 at those guys.
Okay.
I actually hit someone!
You did.
And I made you retreat.
Yes, you did. Heap. Do I have to move back too?
No. None of the French do that, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Unless it's their militia.
Okay.
Yeah, the militia retreat 3. Nobody else retreats any more than 1. Okay.
Do you have your card?
No, I do.
All right. Recon and Force. 1. Actually, you know what? Yeah, this one. 1. These French lights here. And these French lights. Start here. That should be 3-2, correct? Into those
yes,
trees?
That would be 3-2.
3-2 into the trees.
Can't kill me, but you sure can injure me.
Got him.
Nice.
Wow, one guy. I mean, that's not. Got a pew pew. That's all I was looking for. These guys will fire 5 at your horse.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say about that.
What? 3 times.
I know, it's like... And now we check unidentified Russian leader to determine his fate. Just 1 die.
Oh, yeah, right. And he dies.
Oh! 2 flags.
This is not going well all of a sudden. No luck. I do not like.
So I got 4-1 right now.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay, and now I got these guys here. 4 dice meleeing those guys.
Yeah. 1, 2, 6. Got him.
I have been brutalizing you on dice rolls. There's just no way around it.
Markov.
Whoa!
Alright.
I'm only 2 from the win.
Markov. 1, 2. He goes back to.
He goes. You have to say it now. You have to say the word.
Farmer's Flashton.
I think it's Faros Fidkin, isn't it? Or no, it's Faros Fidkin.
Farmer's Filtkin. I'll take that. I mean, it's an FLDCH. So really, whatever works.
Cool. And so Daniel, was it a? Well, I guess I should say, how big was it? Core on the side, couple core on the side. Love that stuff. Oh, I've seen that. Does it? That doesn't surprise me. A lot of Sam's games feel at times very, very board game like that. That's not an insult. That is not an insult. I've spent way too much of my life arguing over inches in miniatures games. Well, shoot, that's why look. We're playing on a hex grid here, right? All right, so I have my card and I'm good to go.
None of my cards are good. Gonna probe right flank. So I get to move this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Can he move two? I think he can.
Lights? Yeah, sure.
Yep.
2 and not fire.
Yep, and then this guy. Gonna go onto the lake and shoot.
Can he shoot when he enters? That's right, he just has to stop.
Yeah, he just has to stop.
And then it affects melee. Right.
Yeah, I think that's one die. Yes, one die.
Okay. 1 day on my cavalry.
Didn't get.
Okay.
Alright, that's my turn. Your turn.
Assault center. For play. 1. 2. 3. 4. All right, here we come.
So who was it again?
It was 1.
So he's going to fire.
Yep. He's going to shoot.
2.
He moved into melee.
Yep.
And both these guys moved and are going to shoot.
All right.
So he's the immobile shooter. 5 dice on your lights.
Ouch. This is going to hurt. I'll give you that.
Mm.
Brutal.
Yeah, it's not great.
Are you kidding me? You've seen my rolls. You have no right.
That's no. That's what I'm saying. No. I'm sympathetic. Completely. Don't misunderstand me. This is 3 dice on your line.
All right. You wiped me or went from the wind. Doesn't hit.
1 retreat, which you cannot ignore.
Haha.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that actually.
Haha.
That was one of the better outcomes you might have had. So this guy will shoot. That would be 3 down to 2 down to 1 because he's firing uphill at you.
3 down to 2? What's that?
Because he's 3 guys, but he moved.
3.
Actually,
Yep, that is a 2, and then yep, 1 die.
he'll shoot your Russian line. He's gonna shoot at your line. 1 die in them line, because he was unhappy that they got away from the fight he wanted to give them. There we go.
Heck!
He said, "You don't get to run away so fast, mister."
Bork. Heck.
But didn't get a kill. Did not get the kill.
Yeah, my one thing that I can hear about you on.
Your turn.
I'm going. Jeez. I have nothing really else to do. Flank attack.
All right.
So this guy is going to move right there.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Daniel. I mean, that's the whole thing, is that you get... I've seen a lot of cheese moving in my day. Absolutely.
So these 2 are going to fire, and then this guy moved out so he can fire those guys.
All right, so those guys moved out.
And then these 2.
You get 2 each way. Who did you bring from your left? Just this guy?
Yeah, I have nobody else.
Oh, okay. So you got him. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with this guy. That's 3 dice, right? Yeah, 3 dice on your light.
Okay. Here's a little something.
Oh yeah, you get to retreat. And take a hit. And I can still shoot you with these guys, so 4 dice. What?
No, you can't.
4 dice on those guys then.
Yep.
Nothing.
A retreat, which I cannot ignore.
Oh, so useful. Set you back a turn. Alright, and that's 4 dice on those guys.
Didn't they move?
Oh yeah, so it's 2?
So it'd be, yeah, 2 dice.
Man. Got him for one and he has to retreat.
Oop. Thank you.
And your turn.
Man, there's a whole... When you only get the 4 cards and you only get the 3 cards, there's a whole lot of pew-pew.
Yeah, I've had terrible cards, too.
Yeah, I don't know as I don't know as I would say I've had terrible cards, but it's been a whole lot of pew-pew for sure.
This has been a bad game for me. That is for sure.
That's so crazy. Yeah. Is it worth it? No, I don't know. And there are no good... I realize you've had the same problem, but I don't have any particularly good choices. Attack right flank, 3.
Not a particularly good choice. Still gets
1.
2 of the 3 units.
2.
So 2 dice on my left.
I can't attack when I enter a forest, can I?
Can't. Sick. Awesome.
Alright, your turn.
Probe center.
Alright.
These cannons, of course, and these guys. So this guy for 3 on your left.
Alright.
Hey, good.
Ooh, there's a little vengeance. A little bit.
And then 3 dice on those left calf. If only I were fighting infantry. Alright.
Alright.
Your turn. Oh! I actually got one!
Yeah, so did I. Sooner or later you run out of choices. Scout center.
Really? You're the best!
Shut it.
I'm taking or leaving.
Not willingly. This light shoots here for 5.
Ah! Don't like that.
I do.
Yeah, you can shut. He doesn't hit him!
He does make him retreat 1.
He doesn't hit him!
That's remarkable.
Oh.
However, let it be observed, and I know you did it, because I can see...
Wait, he can ignore it!
How so?
It says on his card.
What is he? Your lights can?
Yeah,
Nice.
I know, right?
Those dowdy Russian lights. Wow, that did nothing. And it permitted the Russian flanking force to advance 1 hex closer to Mohrungen.
All my guys can ignore 1 flag, but they have that Mazda Russia. My militia has ones who retreat 3, but they're the only ones who... And my cavalry.
I have a card, you're up.
Scout left flank!
Oh, wait, I didn't get my card. That's right, I get 2 cards.
Alright, take them.
Take another one.
Take them or leave them, kid.
What do I pick? What do I pick? Can't put that back. You're up.
What did I play?
Uh,
I played Scout left flank, that's right. So this guy is gonna pew pew on you for 3. Pew pew! Hits him for all the damage.
for none of the damage. Hooray!
Dang. Oh. No way!
And now this flanking force is getting even closer.
No way!
But now, force march.
Of course!
Shoot.
I assume you're ordering center?
Yes, correct. Shoot. Shoot. No, you know what?
I mean, you might as well.
Yeah, go get him. Stop it. He's not in the center. He is. He is.
Grab
Oops.
someone.
How have I never noticed I had this heavy cavalry back here?
I've been wondering that.
That's just not paying attention on my part. Oh my goodness. Oh well.
I've been wondering.
Let us commence to shootify you. Once again, can you survive 5 dice from my French lights?
No.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can.
He survived.
Man, the dice picked a bad time to go away on me.
This time he is going to run away.
Three, uphill, 2.
Misses both.
Pew pew. This is 2, uphill. No, I'm shooting here.
Oh, 1.
2, shooting uphill at your infantry. 1. Gotcha.
It's a. Wow. Don't like that.
Nothing, nothing. Here is 5 dice at your lights.
Miss. 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 And done.
And 2. No, yeah, I did.
1 more, and you win.
We will advance.
Markov is gonna hold you off.
Markov will hold the town.
Of course, why wouldn't he?
And it is your play.
Scout left flank.
Never deny the importance and joy that comes from smashing your opponent. Dan is indicating that in the game of Blucher he played tonight, he smashed his opponent.
Nice. Scout left flank.
Scout left flank. Oh, get out of here with your scout cards.
1 more. And I can move no one, so it's your turn again. Oh, wow.
Assault left flank.
Salt left flank. I like salt.
1, 2,
Can he do it? No.
3.
Yeah, he probably can, but you know. So 2 dice on these guys.
Yeah, no, over here I think.
Over there.
So lights
4
that
dice.
moved 2. They all moved.
Oh, yeah. They moved 2. Dos.
1 hit. And then this is 2 and 2 more.
Should I just? Oh no, you don't. It's not another 1. These people are another 1. Does he get me with the last guy?
Can I do it?
For the game.
For the game, for the win at
That wasn't the
Mohrungen.
voice crack.
Those French. Blam.
He misses.
No.
He misses.
No win yet.
He throws his sabers at me and
I was-
misses.
I throw my saber at you. And it is your move.
2 attack left flanks. Wow. Bayonet charge.
Oh my goodness.
Ah. Ah. I'm doing this for the memes at this point. Ah.
Is that the new generational thing to do? I'm doing it for the meme.
Doing it for the memes, my boy. They're coming for you.
Alright, what you
This
got?
guy, 2 dice.
Is he a guard?
Oh no,
yeah,
1 die.
Yeah, 1 die.
1 die, coming right at you. He actually hits him! What a legend.
4 dice back for the win.
You shall not kill me! Yeah, he will. Whatever. Oh!
Oh!
At least went down with
That
the
unit
move.
seems to have taken that amiss. Alright. Well, that is a 7-1 win.
Yeah, it was almost a 7-4 win.
Yeah, I was going to say, we saw the flanking force get a little bit closer. How long is this battle going on now? Let's see. This was a 50-minute battle. At some point we're going to absolutely have to play this battle again, and see what happens when you don't get some of the worst dice I've ever seen.
Yeah, let's hope that happens. Someday. Maybe far away.
No, I mean, I was sitting on a rally card, a counterattack card, and of course a leadership card.
Of course you got that. What else did you get?
And I had a cavalry charge, which was part of my frustration with forgetting that I had heavy cavalry. So, I mean, I was well ahead. But again, I think a huge chunk of this was some ridiculously bad die rolls on your part.
Yeah.
I don't know how well I would have done had it gone some other way. It's an interesting battle. It's part, obviously, of the Eylau campaign, which leads us into the cold of winter. But we are now, of all the scenarios, we have 2 in the bag.
Hey.
We have done 2 of our round the year with Commands and Colors Napoleonic. This was the Battle of Mohrungen, a day early, but the anniversary... A day early, but the anniversary of the battle is tomorrow. So everyone get out there and celebrate Mohrungen Day. But let's go over here, like we always do, to the Armchair Dragoons logo, and let you know that we will be back tomorrow with Saturday Night Fights at 1900 Central Standard Time, as is usual, and we'll play something. I'm not quite sure what, but it'll be a good old-fashioned war game, I hope. In the meanwhile, thanks a bunch for those who joined live. Thanks for those who watch it later. I suppose it's the thing to say, please subscribe if you like what you see. Let me know if you don't like what you see. But in the meanwhile, thank you so very much. And Velker?
Night, folks.
Good gaming, everybody.
Bye.